Hi everyone, this is Eldad Amara with another video. This is just a review of a video which I done the other day entitled Will Jamaican Society Be Deleted by CBDCs? I got parents who are Jamaican, who came from Jamaica, and grandparents who came from Jamaica, and I'm very concerned that the CBDC, which is central bank digital currency, will eventually take the place of money, because you see, those elite people who control, at least they think they control this world, want to get rid of cash in place of digital money. That way they'll have more control over your spending, where you go and spend your money, who you spend your money with, where you travel. Now, is this kind of world that you really want for you and your children? You need to seriously look at that video which I've done on CBDCs and ask yourself, do you want digitalized money? Too many people at the moment are in their slumber and they're quite accepting of these CBDCs, which is the central bank digital currency, and under the control of the Bank of Jamaica. You see, government wants to centralize and control money from central governments. Every aspect of your life will be on. Every aspect of your life will be marked. Every aspect of your life will be monitored. Everything that you do, everywhere you go, everything that you buy, you'll be under constant surveillance. You'll be watched 24/7 through the digitalized currency. At the moment you have cash there, and with cash it's a private transaction between yourself and somebody else. So if you want to give someone a tip when you're in the restaurant, you can do that. You can give them a tip. If you see someone selling food in a stall on the side of a road, you can take your money and you can do a private transaction with them. You might have a friend who might be selling a car or some item. Maybe it might be a TV set they want to get rid of, and you can do a private transaction between yourself and that person. There's nobody else involved. Nobody else knows where that money has gone to. But if you go under the control of digitalized money, every single penny, every single cent that you spend, the government will know where you have spent that, when you have spent that, because the time will be recorded also. They'll know every aspect of where you are spending your money. Now, the thing that worries me, and I know in the future this is more than likely going to happen, and that is, if you've done something wrong, they can stop your money, they can freeze your money, or they can reduce the money, or they can take money out of your account without your consent. Just like a man in China where he was crossing the road, he was jaywalking, and guess what? He was halfway across the road when the government took money out of his account before he got to the other side of the road. Because now you have all these cameras everywhere, these CCTV cameras. You have cameras can take your biometrics. They can tell who you are by your facial recognition, by the way you walk, your posture and all the rest of it. So this is all linked up together. The digital money, the CCTV cameras, and all this other smart technology is all being linked up together. So our human freedoms are slowly being eroded. You can't even say anything about a particular person now, because they talk about freedom of speech. It's like they're trying to take our very soul, our very essence from us. That is the elite. They want us to do exactly what they want us to do. And so, therefore, in the future, you will have very little say in terms of where you can go and what you can do and where you can spend your money and with whom. Is this the life that you want for yourself? Jamaica, we went through slavery, not me per se, but the black diaspora was scattered all over the Caribbean and in Jamaica, and we were under the control of slavery. You see, money is also slavery. We think because we have money, we are free. But it is also a form of slavery. It is wage slavery. So we've not really escaped slavery. And now it's not just black people who are enslaved, but the whole world. People of different nations have been enslaved by this thing called money. Yes, it gives you freedom to a certain extent, but it's not true freedom. You have to go out and work for a wage in order to get that money, in order to be able to pay for things. And then these things that we have to continuously keep paying out for each month, for gas, for electricity, for our cars, for our clothing. And in order to maintain that lifestyle, you have to keep working, unless you're going to go on benefits. And some countries don't have that kind of system in place. Fortunately, in the UK, yes, you can get benefits to help you in terms of when you're unemployed and to help you with things like housing and personal income. But not every country has that. And I don't think in the distant future any country will have that kind of system in place, as the system gets more and more tightened up by the so-called world government. Money is not even money. I can remember one time my cousin turned around and said to me, I was driving up the road and I had to drop something off somewhere, and I seen these guys, this is in the UK, and I saw these guys picking up bags and bags of money. They were picking up and they were throwing the money into a furnace. And my cousin was saying, why? I wish I could have some of that money. Rather than burn it, why don't you just give it to people? The money really don't have no value. The money doesn't have any value, because if it did, they couldn't take the money and just go and burn it. Money is an illusion. There is no such thing as money. It's an illusion. Years and years ago, money was measured against gold or silver, and then it had some value because it was measured against gold or silver. But then gold and silver disappeared, and they started to just use these promissory notes. There is no such thing as money. It has no value, and they'll keep printing out more and more of these useless notes, these fiat money. Now we're going digital, and if the whole planet goes digital, what do you think is going to happen there? These people who are in control of us don't like to see humans having their own experience. They don't like to see them being happy. They want to try and take away every single thing from them. And there's one guy, and I won't mention his name here. You'll have nothing, but you'll still be happy. There's another guy who turned around and he said, don't make a good crisis go to waste. What does he mean by this? Don't make a good crisis go to waste. Every single year, you're losing more and more of your freedom. When everything goes digital, it will be under the control, the total control of central governments and their banks. They're talking about in the future reducing things like meat, because meat causes methane, which is a gas which is harmful, according to them, to the environment. So when they get rid of that, what do you think they're going to bring in place? They're already talking about creating insects for us to eat and getting rid of cattle. Man, I don't understand. So I've got to be so careful. what I'm saying on here. But can you see where I'm going with all this? Now they got digital. Now they've got smart meters in people's homes. So the smart meter, you got your gas, your electricity, your lights, your television, all the rest of it, all running off of the supply. Now, if you don't pay your bills, these people can just cut you off remotely. They don't have to come into your homes. They can cut you off remotely. If your energy is too high, you're using too much energy, do you know they can turn down your heating remotely? Or again, as I say, if you don't pay for your bills, they can cut it off. Your cars, now they're talking about bringing in these electric cars. One big problem with electric cars, if you do something wrong, they can switch off the engine externally. They don't have to turn off your car via the ignition. They can switch you off externally. This is the thing with smart technology. It can be controlled remotely. Now let me go back, because I've digressed. Let me go back to this digital currency. There's something that they're using in China called the social credit score. Now if this comes in along with the CBDC, you might as well kiss the baby goodbye, because social credit scores is all based on rewarding people for things that the government consider to be good, such as you paying your bills on time. But if you do something bad, like get onto social media and you start slating the government, they can take away certain points away from you. Now this is tied in with digitalized currency, so they can take away points from you or credits from you for doing something bad and rewarding you for doing something good, following your carbon trail, keeping your speed limit under 20 miles per hour. If you go over 20 miles per hour, you will be punished. You will be punished. So if you drive in your car and you go over 20 miles per hour, they can take money straight out of your account. If you go under 20 miles an hour or stick to the 20 miles per hour limit, you may be rewarded points. Look at the way that the system is going. And when I visited Jamaica last, I got to tell you this now, a lot of people are going to fall for this digitalized currency. They're just going to be so accepting of it. Because why? Because it's easier than walking around with money. So you can walk around your mobile phone and paying for things. And since they brought in this QR code during the 2020 thing, when everyone's taking this back, people are starting to get more used to using their phones to pay for things. This is part of the digitalized currency. Man, we've been enslaved once. These people are after our souls. They're soul catchers. They want to know every aspect of our lives, the ins and outs of our lives. Every time we get onto the computer and we type something in, they're watching. You go onto ChatGPT. ChatGPT is nothing but a bot. It is a robot. It's a computerized program. You go into your shops and you go to the automatic checkout section. That is nothing but a bot. These things are taking control of our lives, and we're just walking through life, not really taking notice of these things. You see, people, we have got to be the change that we want to see in the world. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, we have got to be the change. We cannot leave it up to other people to try and change our situation for us. We have to do this for ourselves. We have to become more self-sufficient, more self-reliant. These people, the elites who control us, do not want us to live. They turned the L-I-V-E, live, into the E-V-I-L, evil. They've turned the L-I-V-E, live, into E-V-I-L. They've switched everything around. Can you not see that their intentions are not honorable? Wake up. When we went to Jamaica, I could not believe the amount of people that was using their phones to pay for things. And when I looked in people's faces, it's like their eyes just look dead. So many have lost their souls, man. With all Jamaica's past heroes, I think there's 7 in total. Would they have stood for all this? Would Marcus Garvey have stood for this? Would Paul Bogle have stood for all this? Would Bob Marley, would he have stood for all this? And all your other national heroes, Sam Sharp, they got you your freedom because they fought for your freedom. I have this to say, finally, which were not really free, but they got you more freedom than they ever had. What are you doing in terms of respecting what they've done for you? Anyway, this is the reason why I done the video on CBDCs, because my parents are from Jamaica. We've been through so much in terms of slavery and even past the slave trade into modernity, and I think a lot of people are going to be selling their soul. Think about what your national heroes have done for you. This is Eldad Amara. Another video, over and out.